port, so you can talk to it. So that's what the Arduino is built that way.
Right.
Okay, you have a USB plug into your computer, and you can download things, and it can also talk to the microcontroller using the UART protocol. Okay.
So with the device that doesn't have USB connection, probably use the micro USB.
Whatever. You need a connection. So you can program it, and depend upon the connection and depend upon the facility that's provided you. You can if they provide an assembler, you can write it in assembly. Okay. But if it doesn't, then you have to generate somehow. You have to generate a binary. Somehow you have to generate a binary which has the code for the microcontroller board.
Okay, so if it doesn't have it, you have to generate it.
Yeah. But nowadays most of these things have enough tools.
Yes.
But now all the tools are so you can write C programs.
Okay,
so that's yeah. But they provide the tools to write C program. Underneath, there's always an assembler.
Okay, got it.
Yeah. If you access that assembler, bypass this. And it's not available to you anymore. So, and that's hard. Okay. Alive. Okay. Let's try to get right. Okay. Hey guys. Okay. 8 minutes up. Okay. Should I start?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Hello, folks. This is Silicon Valley Fourth Interest Group, our July meeting. And I'm CH Ting. And this morning I'll be talking about not much fourth, but some pictures, some music, and something. Okay. And this is actually, I'm planning not a tutorial, just a general session in a fall retreat in the Labor Day weekend. And it's a Christian student fellowship. So the title of that talk will be Statements of Faith. And basically, the content is Bach's B minor Mass and Michelangelo's frescoes. So this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to combine Michelangelo's paintings with Bach's music and give a kind of a multimedia presentation of mainly the music, but it has the pictures for the background. So that's what I will be doing in September. And I'm working on this project, and this is I'm halfway through it now. So, a statement of faith. B minor Mass. It is basically a mass, which is professions of faith in Catholic Church since 328 AD. So there's a very long tradition of services that called Mass, and they just read some Bible passages and doing some confession and all this ceremonial thing. And that's being adopted by Catholic.
And it's asking the presentation section. I did not catch what it was.
Oh, yeah. Catholic Church has been using this liturgy for thousands of years, and they read these passages, and they the congregation may respond to the passages back and forth. So that's the services they have for 2,000 years. And so this Mass, the text of Mass, is basically statement of faith of the Christian faith. Fragments were painted by Michelangelo in the time period of 1508 to 1512. That's when he did the paintings on the ceiling in the Sistine Chapel. So he worked 4 years or 5 years on the roof. And then he was invited back in 1536 to paint the front wall of the church. And he on the ceiling, he painted what we generally call the creation. So how God created earth and the human being. And then in 1536, he was invited to paint the Last Judgment in front of the church. So his painting has about 600 figures, and all painted very, very nicely. The B minor Mass was composed by J.S. Bach near the end of his life. That he was a Lutheran. So the Lutheran does not celebrate Masses anymore. And they have the regular service just as we have in the current Christian churches. So Mass was not something that's useful in the church service. So he just collected all his prior works and add new things to combine into a huge composition called the B minor Mass. And it lasts about 2 hours, which is generally too long for any regular services. But he, by using the text of Catholic Mass, he's kind of using his music to convey his faith. Okay, so it's the Michelangelo has the statement of faith in pictures, in paintings, and Bach has his statements of faith in music, and they based on the Catholic Mass text. Okay, the B minor Mass was a huge composition, and it's divided into 4 sections. You know, Bach never performed it, but he kept a folder in his office or somewhere that has this composition, and he actually collected all his composition in 4 different folders. And it is the first part is Missa. It's just the general movements, and then it's the creed, the reading of the creed, which has movements, and then Sanctus, praise the God, 2 movements, and Hosanna, which has 5 movements. So it is a very big composition, lasts about 2 hours. Lots of music and beautiful music, okay? And so I wanted to use Michelangelo's pictures as background of his music. So it's Sistine Chapel frescoes. Frescoes is actually wall painting. You paint on walls, and the walls are plastered. Basically, use plaster, and when you put the plaster, prepare the wall, roughen the wall, clean it up, and then put a layer of fresh pasture on it. And before the pasture dried, you paint it using color, pigment to color to paint it. And the pigment are all inorganic pigments, so they last for a very long time. And when it's absorbed into the plaster, it will stay there as long as the wall is still up. Okay, so for 500 years, the paintings were still there. Only a few sections fell off, and we lost. So yeah, on the ceiling, the theme is creation from the Genesis of the Bible, and several scenes. Actually, 9 pictures on the creation, and then around the creation, the 9 panels in the center of the ceiling. He painted the prophets and ancestors of Jesus. This he painted in the year 1508 to 1512. And after that, the Pope invited him to paint died. Okay, there's several successions of different popes. But after many years, after about 40 years, a new Pope came in, and he invited Michelangelo to paint the front wall. And he used the theme, the Last Judgment. So these paintings were done 500 years 500 years ago. And during the 500 years, you know, the Catholic Church, they burn lots of candles for lighting, for services and this. And for 500 years, the smoke kind of accumulated on the wall, and basically turned all his pictures into black and white. Okay, so people, there are people who, the modern scholars who studied the Michelangelo, say, well, Michelangelo really didn't know color. He just know black and white. Okay, so that's what his painting was. In the 1980, the new Pope decided to restore the Sistine Chapel. When they try to clean up the smoke, and it reveals vivid color underneath, okay? And everybody was astonished at how Michelangelo used all the different pigments and do the painting. So they started a long project from 1980, finished in 1996, cleaning up the fresco. And it was when the cleaning was done, everybody comes and amazed at how beautiful the pictures are, just as it was amazed by Romans in the 1500. But so I got a book which print all the pictures of the frescoes. And it was done. The book was done in 1996 after the restoration. So you got lots of different pictures, vivid color, but the lighting was pretty poor. So in the picture you can see the gradients of lighting. They use light bulbs, and they couldn't get the lighting to be very uniform. So the picture, when I try to stitch together these pictures, the edges usually don't match. Okay. And in 2014, I think, or a little bit earlier than that, the Vatican invited Osram, the company which produces lamps over the years, and Osram at that time they developed the LED lighting. So they invite Osram or commissioned Osram to reinstall LED lighting in the chapel. And after that, wow. Yes.
Did Osram actually tune the?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
so
yeah.
That it had the right spectrum, so they would just.
Yeah. Yeah. They did. Osram did very extensive studies, and of course they knew their lamps. Yes. Okay. So they tried very hard to match the color and get the projection so that it's equal lighting everywhere on the roof.
Equal light, but the
yeah. And also the shading, the color shading.
Yeah,
the
color temperature.
Color tone. Yeah. Color tone. Yeah. So they are experts in the project. They use spectrums, measure everything, measure all the pigments that Michelangelo used to select the different conditions of lighting. So after that, the whole church was lit up beautifully. And usually you can see in the old pictures, the corners are darker than the ceiling or the wall. But there's no more. It's beautiful. So, unfortunately, I don't have complete pictures published under the LED lighting. I only got a few clips of the video which shows the whole church under the LED lighting. So I will show you a segment of that. So I got 2 picture books. I think I bought them in several months ago. So there are 2 very nice picture books, and one published in 1996, and another one printed in 2002. They are very, very similar, but the first book is much more complete, and the second book is it doesn't. I think the first book tried to take the complete photograph, cover the entire walls, but the second book only take special shots. And the first book is tended to be yellow and red, and the second book is tended to a green. So kind of strange. But I look at the back cover of the book. They are all the pictures are taken by the same photographer, a Japanese. Why Japanese? Because the restoration project was funded, I think, maybe if not wholly, partially by Sony. So the Sony has the rights of taking these pictures, okay? and publish them. So I think they have this Takashi Okamura was probably the best photographer in Sony or in Japan. So they hired him to do all the pictures. So yeah, he did a good job, but not good enough for me. So my project is to try to build a digital system chapel. So I wanted all the picture in digital form, and if I do if I stitch all the photographs, I only need 2 pictures, okay, and one of the ceiling and one of the front wall. So that's what I try to do, to build 2 gigantic photographs, which I can pan and zoom, okay, at will. Okay. I want to look at all the details, and I want to hold back and get and have the panorama views. So, well, I think it is kind of too ambitious, even for the modern technology. Photoshop is pushed to its limit. And when I try to get a picture big enough, Photoshop would complain, you cannot save that big a picture, okay? And usually the Photoshop has projects. So if you get a group of pictures, you can have many different layers, and one layer upon the other, and you can manipulate all the pictures in each and every layers, and then decide how to superpose them. So it's very powerful. It's a big project. They have all the layers, but when the picture is too big, it refused to save the project. But it was kind enough that you can save JPEG, or even or sometimes another format. Only one other format that it can allow. So I knew that I've pushed it to its limit, and you know, I have 4 gigabytes in my computer, which is not much nowadays, and it's getting slower and slower if the picture gets bigger and bigger. If you get more layers, and the computer's getting slow, and not even enough memory. So I think I need a new computer, better memory, a bigger memory, and all these things. But I think all the problems, practical problems in try to build a complete digital chapel. These are challenges, okay, problems. First of all, original room lighting. If you do not have very uniform lighting, you will not have very uniform picture, okay? So the original room lighting that I've used from the books are not uniform. And of course, original camera characteristics, it persists. How you position the camera, how you focus the camera, and the camera has its own, the film. I believe Okamura used films to take the pictures. So the film characteristics, there's color sensitivities in the camera and the film. So this also plays a role in the pictures that's presented in the book. And of course, in printing, color separation is a problem, and you want to do colors, you can separate color accurately. And then the color, if you separate the color accurately, you want to be able to print it accurately. But these are not perfect. You know, books, these picture books are really engineering marvels, okay? They are very accurate and they're positioned very accurately, put onto the pages. But, you know, if a page, when you have 2 pages, so very few of the pages are a single piece of paper. So that's great. You get one picture and printed the same way. But if the pages are separate pages, then there's always difference in shading, okay?
Using Photoshop?
Yes. Yes, yes.
I wonder if GIMP has that same capability.
Yeah, yes, it has. GIMP is much less capable.
Right, but it has something called, it uses plugins. And I'm wondering if a stitching plugin could be made for huge images.
Yeah, no, you think it would. The Photoshop, yeah. Yeah, the Photoshop has this capability as well.
You can use memory map, which means you can, instead of opening a file, create a memory map, and you bring in what you need to stitch together. Yeah. Excuse me? You can image matching as well. These 2 gigantic files. You say, okay, I want to bring in this part so I can stitch this together.
Yeah.
Even more gigantic file.
Yeah, you see this thing right now. Even on the iPad, very good stitching program. Right. You take an iPad, take a photograph, make sure that they are overlapping. It will generate one. But
it takes to have one file that is
yeah.
Say you use virtual reality goggles, so let me zoom in on this.
Yes, yes. That's what a digital. Yes, yes. Yeah. 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 I think that. Yeah, you have all the images stitching together, and you can zoom and pan, and you at the details, and you can back out and look at the global pictures. So the color printing is another big problem. Okay, so you are supposed to have the same color on 2 different pages, but they not. If they are not printed at the same time, the shading is always off. Okay, no matter how careful you do it. And then after after I have the book, I have to scan it, and the scanner characteristic is also important. You can set up the color shading, you can the contrast and the dark brightness. And if you don't, if you set it not the same, you get pictures which cannot be stitched together very easily. So contrast, brightness, and color balance, these are all problems. And no matter how careful a book is done, when you have a same picture spreading on 2 different pages, there's always problem when you try to stick it back together. So I have worked for a long time, several years before, and this time 2 months, and try to rework all the pictures. Finally, I think I got something that I'm kind of satisfied. I have 2 large pictures. The creation, the roof, has 20,000 pixels by 7,800 pixels. And the Last Judgment has about 11 and 12,000 pixels together. So these are the probably at the edge of the tolerance of Photoshop. Okay, anything bigger, the Photoshop would not do its thing. And when you scan this thing, generally the scanner are set up very conservatively, so it can cover the color as much shades of color as possible. But because they are very conservative, so you don't use it. Generally, doesn't use the full color range. So you have to adjust the scanner to take more of the information. And I think you have to push the color from the scanner, and then when the picture is in your memory, you can still using Photoshop to adjust the contrast, the brightness, and black. I mean the red, green, and the blue colors. So, well, I want to use these pictures so that I can, in the music, I can pan and zoom and get either the get whatever the subject I wanted to present with the music. So that's the current status. Well, you know, I have tried to ask Dave to use his scanners downstairs. I hope his scanner was better than mine, but it turns out to be pretty much the same. So the Canon, I use a Canon printer scanner, and that Canon can only go up to 800 dots per inch, but it has an 8.5 by 14-inch flat bed, so that's good. I wish to have a much bigger flat bed. And then software-wise, I use Adobe Photoshop to process all the pictures, to stick the pictures together, to adjust the tone, brightness, and the color shading. And then to produce pan and zoom effect for the movie, for the video, I use Adobe After Effects. And then CyberLink Power Director, this is the movie producing software. I kind of like it, but it cannot really do very sophisticated pan and zoom in. It kind of limits the original picture reaching, and even you have a very high resolution picture, it only adjusts the resolution to the screenshot, to the presentation, to the video presentation. And then if you try to zoom it, you can only have that resolution, and you lose the original high resolution picture. So only the Adobe After Effects can handle pictures of different size and different resolution. So that's, but in the end, I use CyberLink to produce the movie and to attach the audio track onto the, combine the audio track with the video track. So that's the CyberLink. I'm all behind the time. You know, right now I think the Photoshop or the Adobe tools is, I think last year it was CS6. but they released the CS2 into the public domain. So I am cheap, and I really don't want to spend. Right now, Adobe supporting, I don't know, CS6 or CS7 on the web, and you can pay, I think, $600 a month to use all the tools that Adobe has. So that was very nice if you have a rich company behind you. But that's what I have. Right now, CyberLink Power Director is up to version 14, and I'm still using it. I think it's still Windows 7. I have problem with Windows 10. Okay. No, not philosophical. It's physically that I have problem. 2 months ago, I accidentally bought Windows 10, and then the
Accidentally installed.
well, it's the I think the Microsoft is lurking in the background, looking at your computer. Every time it has a chance, it will well, it's still kind enough to ask you whether you want to upgrade or not. I accidentally pushed a button, and it got downloaded.
Some people actually received upgrades for which they were asked. That started us having
Yeah.
The thing that I'd like you to at the end of the month, in a few days, the free upgrade's not going to be available.
Yeah.
Decide quick.
Yeah, I think it is the 1 month. Yeah. The Windows 10, I think at the time it gives you 1 month of grace period to eliminate it. But
You have a computer that isn't upgraded, it's got a timer, and the timer's
I see. Okay.
a few days.
All right. So watch out. And finally, I restored the Windows 7, and I turned off all the upgrading services, or all the Microsoft upgrading. So I feel safe now. Yeah. Okay. So here is the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. Basically, it has 9 panels in the middle of the ceiling, and which tells the God says, "Let there be light," and there was light. So he separated the light and darkness, and then he I think it should be there. He separated the water above the air and below the air, and then he created sun and moon and stars, and then he created Adam. He created Eve, and Adam and Eve ate the fruit of wisdom. What fruit is it? Fruit of wisdom. Yeah. Apple. Okay, that's Appert. That's Kevin Appert. Yeah. Hmm? Yeah. Yeah. That's yeah. The Bible didn't say which fruit it is. It could be. But Michelangelo, he studied the Bible very extensively, and his teacher were very fluent in Hebrew, and so his painting, the forbidden fruit is fig, and there are a good theological argument in favoring the fig as the forbidden fruit. And of course, that's what we are, fig. No, not the work of the devil, but the fruit of wisdom, okay? Fig is the fruit of the wisdom, okay? That's what we are, okay? So this morning I pick up a branch of fig leaves. Did you see it on the sign? Yeah, that's what fig is. So be proud of it, okay? It's a fruit of wisdom. Okay, so here is the 9 panels on the center of the roof, and around the center there are 12 prophets. Okay, and under the prophets there's space, and he painted the ancestors of Jesus. So that's a theme of the paintings on the roof. But if you look, so everybody, you know, it's all these idiots went to Sistine Chapel, and you can see everybody strain their neck looking at this, and you know, so high on top. I don't think anybody can see anything. Okay, it's but you see the wall and go up to the top, and actually his painting is going up this way, and then from the other side it's going up that way. So the arrangement is very strange, very unique. Okay, and it usually locally it makes sense, globally it doesn't make sense. Okay, so my theory is, okay, so here is the flattened. You know, the roof has you know, different architectural parts, which is not flat, and it is basically a curved roof. So this picture in the book, he just flattened everything, so it has this image. And the image you see in the center, the 9th panel is enclosed with a rectangle. Okay, so if you look from the bottom up, so these are columns. You know, the prophet is sitting in between 2 columns, and different prophets. On the other side, it's sitting upside down. But if you look from the other side, it's right side up. Okay, so how he arranged this scene? And my theory is that he's actually building the tomb for Julius II on the ceiling. Okay, because he was the pictures on the ceiling were meant to be statues on the tomb of Pope Julius II. Julius II, well, he's rich, okay? He's the Pope, so he got lots of money. So he paid lots of money to Michelangelo to design and actually build his tomb for him after, so he have a place to stay after his death. So Michelangelo originally planned 40 statues for his tomb. Now that's a very gigantic project. Okay. So he actually, Pope gave him money. He actually bought lots of marble stones and started to work on it. But the Pope, for whatever reason, he pulled him out of the tomb project and asked him to paint the ceiling. So Michelangelo on the roof, what he actually did was built a virtual tomb on the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel. You know, if you look at the Michelangelo, his other carvings, statues, everybody would remember his the final tomb for Julius II has the Moses statue the main statue is Moses. So the after the death of Julius II, you know, the successor didn't really want to spend all that money build a tomb for Julius, but his relatives, Pope usually don't have sons, right? But it's his family still wanted Michelangelo to build a tomb, so they negotiated that they don't have enough money to pay Michelangelo. So Michelangelo did the Moses for the tomb, and also two figures of Rekar and the wives, two wives, Jacob's two wives. Okay. So the tomb was much simplified, and Michelangelo did 3 statues, and other statues are did by other people. So it was a much simpler one. But the original one, planned by Michelangelo, if he wanted to do 40 statues, the tomb would be huge and big. But I think Michelangelo spent much time thinking and designing and do this tomb, and finally he didn't. Pope didn't want him to do it, so he actually put all the designs on the ceiling. So the ceiling is pretty much you see here. In the center, there's a square. Okay. But looking from this side up, you can see the rectangular structure. Okay, and this is my conception of his design. So you can see the prophets are sitting on the side, and then the angels, the nude angels, are sitting on top of the columns. And this is usually what Michelangelo did. Somebody sitting on top and somebody laying down on the ground. So this is usually what Michelangelo designed the tomb. And this is the prophet Zechariah. And it was said that this image is actually Pope Julius II. Okay. So he just used his image and gave it a name of the prophet. But Pope was very very happy that his face is on the ceiling. But I think Michelangelo designed it so that this is his tomb, and in front of the tomb is his statue. Okay. And so this is what I think. So you see, he actually take this picture and fold the 2 sides down, and these 2 sides down, and to make a rectangular structure. And that's the tomb, looking from the outside. But now inside you are inside the chapel, and what looking is actually the inside of a tomb, but you are looking at inside of tomb, but what you see is the outside, and this is what I call the hyperspace. Okay, so he turned things inside out. Wow. Yeah. So this is my I think that's my discovery, and I think that's what Michelangelo really meant with his pictures. Okay, and I don't think anybody have mentioned that. Okay, and people are kind of puzzled on why he did things that way. So here, I don't have too much time. What I want to show you is pictures of the creation and the Last Judgment. So this one is the. I went to Walgreens and found out the Walgreens can print pictures 2 feet by 8 feet. So I asked them to print this one. It's 2 feet by 6. And but after I got it, I look at it. Well, it's not a photograph. It's inkjet. Yeah, it is inkjet printing. So, well, but what can you say? But if you look closely, the pictures are not sharp enough. The details are a little bit fuzzy. Look at the fingers. The God's finger almost touching Adam's finger. That point is where you can see the resolution. Okay, and it's kind of fuzzy. So I went to Costco and do the photographs. Yeah. And then if you look very closely at the fingers are very sharp. So that's the resolution that I had in the digital system. Okay, so I'm trying to, the big picture, scan it. If you blow it up, you can see the color dots. Okay, and so I stitching a high resolution picture here, and the resolution is much better. So this is what a digital system chapel is. So this is the creation, and then this one is the Last Judgment. Okay, it is beautiful. Yeah.
Very good color now on that.
Yeah. This is I think I have tried to get the best resolution. Try to get a big picture with very low resolution, and then stitching high resolution pictures. And while doing that, try to adjust the color so that they match. The edges doesn't show up very. But I think the problem, the worst problem here is that on the edge of this, the angels playing their trumpets, you can see the shadings are not quite uniform. So that's the problem. I probably will work on it another time. I think I have ways to bypass that problem. Okay, so this is the picture of the creation. Well, I use SketchUp to do the drawing, so you can move around and look at that model. So it's not that just a very simple rectangle structure there, but if I really work hard, I can do all the columns properly, and you can have a much better feeling as the actual tomb, the three-dimensional effect. Of course, you cannot turn two-dimensional pictures into the three-dimension carving statues. That would be nice, but that I don't think I can do that. Okay, and I will play you the first movement of B minor Mass, and the background is the a video clip that was taken after the LED light was installed. So the video just zoom and scan and look at the an entire ceiling, and I think it will give you a very good feeling about the three-dimensional arrangement of all the pictures. And I want you pay special attention so that to see that the ceiling arrangement is actually a hypercube, which is turned inside out, or outside in. Okay. Any comments? Any question? Yes.
You said that there were books that this photographer
Yes.
did.
Yes.
Have there been any other pictures? I mean, books taken with the LED lighting?
Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, yeah.
I think if they're smart, they would get up really close so they have high resolution. And so even though if you have a bunch of small things, stitch them together,
Yeah,
you get
right.
this humongous thing. That would be great to see.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, but the printing technology
Yeah, he's probably got
is limited.
dots print.
Well, that's okay because I don't know how to explain.
Yes.
You can combine those dots into a, it's I don't know.
Yeah. What it is this? If I would ideally I would whole thing.
Database.
Yeah. In the database, a database. You cannot be a single picture because the data is.
So that you can do transfers because right now printing technology might be a little iffy, but who knows what's going to happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Plus, not only that, but even through virtual reality, to be able to get up close and actually see what Michelangelo saw when he was painting it.
Yeah. I will only play you the first movement, but the subsequent movements, I zoom in different places and actually pan around to show you details of each thing. Yeah. So that's in this, but we don't have time to do everything. Any other problem before I go into the video? Okay, let's play it. I think it's a 6 minute. Okay. Let me find it. Okay. Video 1 in a mass, and I think it is the number 1. Okay, I don't know about the audio. Let's just play it. That's the Pope. Okay. Oh, no. Okay, that's enough. Yeah, this is my scanning. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you see here, this the picture has a much higher resolution than the if you the picture. Unfortunately, you know, to adjust the color, the best way is to adjust to the skin color. And the original, the LED, the original video was very bluish, and so the color is actually quite accurate for the Caucasians. I adjusted so that it looks like Chinese. So instinctively, you know, I thought that the skin should be yellowish than whitish. But well, I think you know the last night when I was playing this video, I adjusted too much. It was very reddish. I said, no, you cannot be that way. So I go back and change it, but it is much less reddish, but it's not still not good enough. I think I probably will still go back to the original. And original, I think they have decided to match the sun color, the color from the sun spectrum. So it is much bluish, okay. And I thought it's not warm enough. It's kind of cold. So I adjusted, but it's still not good. I'll probably go back to the original lighting, only increase the contrast so that they show better details. Okay. Yes.
Like film, that is a career.
Yes. It's a very.
Being a director of a film.
Oh, it's for the director and the photographer. Yeah. They have to work together.
You have, if you look at films, you'll see someone that says, you know, colored by Technicolor,
Yeah.
and the color consultant.
Sure. Yeah. It's a big science.
It's a can of worms.
Big. Okay.
And speaking of worms, it's lunchtime.
Yeah, it's lunchtime. Okay. All right. It's lunchtime. Thank you very much. We will see you 1 o'clock. Okay. Bye-bye.